Hey guys, my name is Blake, it's nice to meet you, and today I'm going to be talking about the impact that waste has on our environment. And I'm going to be specifically talking about agricultural waste. And I know what you guys are thinking, you're probably like, oh my god, this is so boring, I don't want to hear some guy talk about this, I'm just going to skip this. But no, wait, don't skip this, it's actually really interesting. I have a lot of facts, statistics, and like a lot of food for thought for you guys, so stay tuned. And I just want to say that this channel and this video in general is part of a group project that I am doing for my English 102 class. So there's a lot of research that went in behind this, or there's a lot of research behind this, and there is a lot depending on this video. So fingers crossed this video is interesting to you guys, and fingers crossed that this video does well. Without further ado, I'm going to start this video off by talking about the definition of agricultural waste. And I'm actually going to be reading this definition from my notes because I don't want to be putting any inaccurate information out there. I want to be a good source for you guys. So if you see me looking down at my notes, if you see me reading like word for word, it's because I am trying to be accurate. I don't want to be putting any false information out there. So, according to the Air Quality Management District, which is aqmd.gov, agricultural waste is unwanted or unsoluble materials produced wholly from agricultural operations directly related to the growing of crops or raising of animals for the primary purpose of making a profit or for a livelihood. So kind of like farming, factory farming, just agriculture in general, and the waste produced from those operations. There are a lot of different kinds of agricultural waste, but the two that I'm going to be focusing on today are hazardous waste and animal waste. And now you guys are probably like, okay, what does that mean? But hazardous waste with agriculture is referring to pesticides, insecticides, and things of that category. So pesticides are really damaging to the environment. So farmers will use it to get rid of weeds, and insecticides are to get rid of bugs, to get rid of fungus, to support healthy crop growth. But these pesticides often end up in the environment, they're blown away, they are soaked by the rain and taken into the environment, and this has a really negative impact on our environment, on the ecosystem. And a lot of it is also because it leaks into the groundwater and we as humans ingest it. And pesticides, insecticides are known to cause cancer and a number of different diseases. Wow, I'm totally messing this up. So pesticides and insecticides are known to cause many different diseases, including cancer in the human body. And so also it ruins the ecosystem. So these pesticides, these poisons, these forms of hazardous waste are going into the ecosystem. They are going into the ground, they are going into the water, the streams, the lakes, and they are getting absorbed by the plants, and they are killing aquatic life, which is all part of an ecosystem. Everything is working together. So if one thing dies on the chain, everything else dies and collapses around it. So pesticides, insecticides are a really huge part of hazardous waste, and hazardous waste is never good, especially when it comes to destroying our environment. The second thing that I'm going to be focusing on is animal waste, and I'm going to be primarily focusing on this because everyone seems to know that pesticides, insecticides are really bad for you, but not everybody knows about the effects of animal waste as a result of factory farming and how it impacts us, our environment, and generally the world. Factory farming makes up a huge percentage of agricultural waste because of the waste produced by the animals themselves. And I know I said waste a lot, but there is a lot of waste in this world, in the millions of tons produced by animals every single year. And I know this sounds like a crazy vegan conspiracy theory, but it's actually facts. It's actually going on in this world, and people choose to ignore this. But honestly, there is so much waste being created by these animals, and where is it going? It's going into the waterways, it's going and polluting what people need to live. Water and fresh water is only 1% of the earth, and animal waste is polluting it. And I'm gonna read you guys off some statistics, not just about animal waste, but about the greenhouse gases created from the animals and the animal waste itself. In 2016, a UN study found that 18% of greenhouse emissions were from livestock, and a percentage of that being methane from animal excrement. In a study done by the United States Environmental Protection Agency's EPA, it's found that 80% of Amazon deforestation is due to cattle raising. It goes on, according to the United States U.S. Energy Information Administration, livestock is responsible for 65% of all human-related emissions of nitrous oxide, a greenhouse gas with 296 times the global warming potential of carbon dioxide, and which stays in the atmosphere for 150 years. 150 years. Also, cows produce 150 billion gallons of methane per day. And so that is coming from manure and overall animal gas, which I don't want to be like, okay, like animals fart, but animals fart and they produce methane and they create gases that are hazardous to humans and to our environment and to the atmosphere. I'm gonna end this little statistical rant by saying that emissions are expected to increase by 80% by 2050. So everything that I just told you is expected to increase by 2050. That's not that far away, you guys. That's under 30 years away. And that is going to have a really negative impact on our planet. Wow, I stuttered a little there, but you guys get the point. And so what does this all mean? Why am I telling you guys this? Because the amount of agricultural waste that we are producing from hazardous waste, pesticides, insecticides, and the agricultural waste and pollution caused by factory farming and by raising livestock, we are going to ruin the world. It is unsustainable. But you guys, there is a way to combat this problem, and that is by adopting a vegan lifestyle and choosing to eat and use organic foods. And I know what you guys are thinking. You're probably like, oh my god, this crazy vegan guy, he's like shoving his views down our throats, that he's like crazy and trying to make us change our lives. But no, that's not what I'm doing. I'm not vegan myself, but I'm trying to incorporate more vegan aspects into my life. I'm trying to eat more organic foods because I want to contribute to a better world. I want to reduce my ecological footprint, and that's what you guys should be doing too. We should want to save our planet. We should want to do good for our planet, which has given us life, which has given us everything that we need to sustain ourselves. We should be trying to help the planet so that we can have it for future generations, so our kids and their kids and their kids can live a better life. And I know that probably sounds so touchy-feely and you're like, oh my god, get away from me, but it's true. And I want to end this video by reading you guys some more statistics about how changing your lifestyle, how eating a vegan diet, how living a vegan lifestyle and eating more organic foods can help impact the world. In a study done by Oxford University, it was found that by cutting out meat and dairy, you can reduce your carbon footprint by 73%. So 73%, that is a big number. And you can also avoid excessive CO2 production, you can reduce your methane nitrous oxide production, and you're also helping save a lot of the rivers, a lot of the streams, a lot of the oceans, and overall increasing the sustainability of our environment. And I just want to add in right now that it doesn't have to necessarily be a vegan diet or a vegan lifestyle. You can have a vegetarian lifestyle, you can have a pescatarian lifestyle, you can have a Mediterranean diet, something that limits the amount of meat and dairy that you are consuming, and that can have a huge impact too. Well, of course, it's not at the same level of a vegan diet. It is still contributing to a better carbon and ecological footprint. In conclusion, environmental waste has a huge impact on our society, and we need to do our part in protecting the environment and creating a more sustainable world. I know that sounds really intense, I know that sounds like a lot, but in the big picture, in the grand scheme of things, us living a vegan lifestyle or us eating organically is going to help save the planet, and that's a small price to pay if we want to keep the world healthy for future generations, if we want to stop global warming and we want to protect the world. So I just want to say thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to give it a big thumbs up, and please subscribe and watch the other people's videos on my channel. They are amazing. They're going to be talking about plastic waste, they're going to be talking about food waste and paper waste, so there's a lot of important information here. So make sure to check them out, give them a big thumbs up, and yeah, subscribe to this channel and follow us on our journey to help save the world.